Have you ever been at a sleepover where everything feels fun and exciting until the lights go out and the room gets just a little too quiet? This story isn't about ordinary games or late-night giggles or sneaking extra snacks. No, tonight's sleepover has a secret guest, one that nobody expected, one that whispers from the shadows, but not in a scary way. Because this is the story of the Sleepover Ghost, a spooky but fun adventure where laughter meets mystery, and where even the strangest sounds might lead to a new friend. So grab your blanket, switch off the lights, and get ready, because the sleepover is about to begin. It all began on a Friday night, when four best friends gathered at Lily's house for the ultimate sleepover. The living room was filled with pillows, blankets, and the sweet smell of popcorn. A stack of board games sat on the table, and someone had already opened a bag of candy that was disappearing faster than anyone could keep track of. The kids laughed, told silly jokes, and tried to build the tallest pillow tower they could. Every corner of the room buzzed with energy. From movie marathons to whispered secrets, the night felt like it was going to be perfect. But Lily's house wasn't just any house. It was an old home with creaky floors, long hallways, and a closet door that never seemed to stay shut. Most nights, nobody noticed. But tonight, when the lights dimmed and shadows danced on the walls, that closet door suddenly seemed different. And that's when the first strange sound began. The room was buzzing with chatter when it happened. At first it was so faint that no one noticed. A soft tap, tap, tap coming from the corner. "Did you hear that?" whispered Max, his eyes darting toward the closet. Everyone froze. For a moment the room went completely silent. Then, thud. A louder noise echoed, as if something inside the closet had fallen. The kids looked at each other, wide-eyed. "Maybe it's just the wind," said Sarah nervously. But the window was closed tight. Lily tried to laugh it off. "Probably just the old house creaking," she said, tossing a pillow in the air, but her smile didn't quite reach her eyes. Then came the whisper, a soft, drawn-out sigh that seemed to slither right under the door. "Hello." The group gasped. For a second nobody moved, and then, bursting into nervous giggles, they convinced themselves it had to be a prank. "Okay, who's messing with us?" Max asked, pointing at everyone one by one, but no one admitted it. And deep down, each of them knew it didn't sound like any of their voices. After the whisper, nobody wanted to admit they were scared. So they tried to act normal, turning the music back on and munching popcorn like nothing had happened. But the laughter wasn't as loud as before. Every creak in the floor, every flicker of light made them glance nervously at the closet. Then it happened again. This time the lamp in the corner flickered once, twice, and went completely dark. Shadows stretched across the room, swallowing the walls in darkness. Guys?" whispered Sarah. "That's not funny." As if on cue, the closet door gave a long, slow creak and opened just a few inches. The kids jumped back, their hearts racing. Max, trying to sound brave, grabbed a flashlight. "Okay, enough is enough. Let's see what's in there." He crept forward, every step echoing in the tense silence. The others huddled close behind him, clutching blankets like shields. When Max finally reached the door, he lifted the flashlight and shone it inside. At first, nothing. Just shelves of board games, some boxes, and hanging coats. Everyone sighed in relief. But then, one of the coats shifted. Slowly, as if something had brushed past it. The friends gasped, stumbling back. Did you see that?" Lily whispered, her voice trembling. And before anyone could answer, the ghost finally revealed itself. Out of the closet floated a soft, glowing figure. Not tall or terrifying, but small and gentle, with round cheeks and big, curious eyes. The kind of ghost that looked more like it belonged in a bedtime story than in a nightmare. The children froze, their eyes wide. The ghost gave a shy little wave and whispered, "Hi," in the softest, friendliest voice. For a moment nobody spoke. Then Max blurted out, You're a ghost." The ghost giggled, a sound like the jingling of tiny bells. "I guess I am, but don't be scared. I just get so lonely in this old house. When I heard laughter, I wanted to join." Sarah peeked out from behind a pillow. You're not here to haunt us?" "Haunt you?" The ghost tilted its head and smiled. "No, I just want to play." The kids blinked at each other, relief washing over their faces. Slowly, Lily stepped forward and said, "Well, if you're friendly, maybe you can play." The ghost's glow brightened, twinkling like a nightlight. "Really? You mean it?" And just like that, what began as the scariest sleepover ever suddenly turned into the most magical one. Once the fear melted away, the ghost drifted closer, glowing like a soft lantern in the dark room. The kids hesitated for only a moment before Max grinned. "All right then, let's see if ghosts are any good at board games." They set up a game of charades first, and to everyone's surprise, the ghost was hilarious. When it tried to act out a chicken, it floated in circles, flapping its glowing little arms until the kids collapsed in laughter. Sarah nearly fell over, clutching her stomach. Next, they told spooky stories, but this time, the ghost joined in. Its voice shifted to dramatic whispers and booming echoes, making the tales come alive in ways the kids never imagined. What was supposed to be frightening turned into fits of giggles. When it came to snack time, the ghost admitted sadly, "I can't really eat popcorn. It just goes right through me." But instead of feeling left out, the ghost made the candy wrappers float and spin in the air like magic tricks, earning a round of applause. For the first time, the kids realized, sometimes the things we fear most can turn out to be the most fun of all. And as the night went on, their laughter mixed with the ghost's echoing giggles, filling the old house with joy. But as the clock ticked closer to morning, the ghost grew quieter. Its glow dimmed and its smile softened. Something was about to change. As the first rays of morning sunlight peeked through the curtains, the children noticed the ghost's glow fading little by little. Its round cheeks were still smiling, but its voice had grown softer, almost like a breeze. Lily frowned. "Are you leaving?" That morning, as the kids packed away their sleeping bags and brushed crumbs off the carpet, they couldn't stop talking about what had happened. At first they had been terrified by the noises, the flickering lights, and that slowly creaking closet door. But in the end, they had discovered something magical. Sometimes the things we fear the most can turn into the most unexpected friends. From that day on, every sleepover at Lily's house felt a little more special. The closet was no longer just a closet. It was a mystery, a gateway, a place where laughter and wonder lived. And whenever the room grew quiet at night, the children would pause, listening closely, hoping to hear that soft, playful whisper, "Hello." So the next time you're at a sleepover and hear a strange sound in the dark, don't be too quick to hide under your blanket. Maybe it's not something to fear at all. Maybe, just maybe, it's the start of your own magical story. Because sometimes, ghosts aren't here to scare us. Sometimes they just want to play.
The ghost nodded gently. "I can't stay once the sun comes up. Nighttime is when I feel strong enough to play. But don't worry, I'll always be around, watching over this house. And maybe if you have another sleepover, I'll come back." Sarah's eyes widened. "Promise?" The ghost's glow flickered like a candle flame. "Promise." The kids didn't want to say goodbye, but they knew it wasn't forever. So they waved as the little ghost drifted back toward the closet. Just before disappearing, it gave one last playful wink, and then it was gone. The room was quiet again, filled only with the soft hum of morning birds outside. The closet door, once so frightening, now felt like a secret door to magic. The kids looked at each other, grinning. They knew they'd just shared something unforgettable, a memory they would never tell the adults, but always treasure as their own secret adventure.